This is WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett, Memphis and West Tennessee's home for the St. Louis Cardinals, ESPN 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Well, let's do that again.
Larry Ray.
All right, we're going to sing Don King's song. It's a toe tapper, so we like to hear it and everything.
Don got an award the other night.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
got voted into the
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Did he really? Wow, that's great.
Yeah, he did.
Super.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know it. Don, songwriter, long time. Him and
very talented. Very
wrote
talented.
a lot of hits for
on the road right now with Route 66 over at Leaper's Fork.
He's our chief of information education section up there, chief. The big chief.
And does not get confused with the Don King of boxing. He's always had that problem, and everything. It's Wild Game Dinner time. I love Wild Game dinners. You
get fed.
I get fed. People can't. It's hard to tell sometimes, but went to Trinity Baptist on Thursday night out at Cordova. Huge crowd. Mark Rose really did a great job. Had his wife Cindy there. Christy, had his wife Christy and one of his daughters, Hannah Grace. Natalie wasn't there. She is in college at the number one college to go to, the University of Arkansas. I was so proud of her. Yeah, so proud of her. And then, of course, Germantown Baptist had theirs recently. Piperton has theirs tonight, Piperton Baptist. But there's also another one going on tonight, and that is my home church of Bartlett Hills Baptist at Ellendale and Old Brownsville right there. Been doing it a long time. I've been doing it before I came to the church 8 years ago. And we do something a little bit different. And I'm going to let we got a couple of guys on the line with us right now. First of all, let's bring in my good friend Robbie Jordan. Most of you folks out there, if you crappie fish, you probably bumped into Robbie. He probably was fishing over your hole, probably. But no, Robbie has been at Bartlett Hills a long time, and we do something a little bit different at Bartlett Hills, don't we, Robbie, as far as our speaker?
That's correct.
What do we do?
Well, Larry, we think we're kind of unique in that we're sort of handpick our speakers. They have to be an ordained minister. And by that, I mean we'll have our dinner like tonight, and that minister will speak tonight to the men, and then we'll wrap it all up, and then tomorrow morning we'll have an all-men's led service, an all-men's choir, and our guest speaker will preach from the pulpit, and hopefully we'll be able to put in the ears of someone that hadn't heard the gospel, or some men that not churched, or whatever the case may be. We make it an all-weekend affair.
And that's different than most churches. And another thing different about this is our speaker not only has that love for God, of course we know that, but has a great love for the outdoors. And we have Pastor Randy Bain, First Baptist Church in Water Valley, Mississippi, will be speaking tonight at the Wild Game Dinner and Fish Fry, which makes us another unique thing when you throw in the fish, and tomorrow morning. And we have Pastor Bain with us this morning. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning. It's good to be with you today.
Hey,
Robbie and Larry.
Yeah, good to have you. And tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, Randy, because I know I've seen enough pictures you holding up that big bass. I don't know, but you have you do have a love
God
for.
God blessed me enough to be able to do a little fishing from time to time, and they say a blind hog can find an acorn on occasion, and occasionally I'll catch a fish or two.
Well, did Robbie tell you to say that's Robbie? You got that from Robbie, right? So no. No, speak up, Robbie. Don't.
I'm listening.
Okay, all right. But Randy, tell us a little bit.
It sounds like him from what I know of it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But tell us, Randy, you've a little bit of your background, where you grew up, and how you started fishing.
All right. Originally, I'm from Oxford, Mississippi. I grew up there. My father was a pastor at the North Oxford Baptist Church throughout the years of my growing up, and I graduated from Oxford High School. I went on to play a couple of years of football at Northwest Community College, and then from there I graduated from Blue Mountain College, and then went on to Mid-America Baptist Theological Seminary, and of course that's in Memphis. And I've been the pastor here at First Baptist in Water Valley since 1993.
Well, they ought to know you.
Amen.
Yeah, they ought to know you by now. So,
I think so.
Yeah,
and they know I love the Lord and I love to fish.
Well, that's what I want to ask you about fishing. Bring that into
all
that.
Right.
Bring that in, because I know that we're all fishers of men. But where'd you get this passion for fishing?
Well, it started when I was a child. My dad was a fisherman, and he took me fishing from when I was a young boy, and been fishing ever since. And a number of years ago, I got involved with the Fishers of Men tournament circuit, and kind of developed a love for competition, and I enjoy doing that now. And the Fishers of Men tournament circuit, of course, it's an evangelistic effort to spread the gospel among fishermen. And I still believe in that, because there have been many people who've come to Christ as a result of that.
And then your biggest fish that you've ever caught, your bass, what did that bass weigh?
Well, I've not had the opportunity, like my fishing partner, to go to Mexico or some of the other areas.
No, that's
I haven't caught as large a bass as some.
What is it?
I've caught mini sevens and an 8.
The mini sevens and an 8. Okay, that's good. That's an 8 is 2 4-pounders. That's okay. I look at it like
okay.
that. Yeah, that's big.
I've never broken the double digits though, like some I know.
Okay, well I don't. I bet you, Robbie, have you ever caught a bass weighing more than 8?
Never have. I've caught crappie just about as big as my bass.
That's what Robbie's in the crappie business. That's what it is and everything.
Hey, Larry.
Yes.
Let me throw this in. Now, you threw a little gouge in about the University of Arkansas.
Yeah, I did.
And you were born and raised there in Oxford.
Yes, sir.
And I was born and raised in the next county over there in New Albany. So tonight it's going to be a Mississippi show.
Oh, my. Well, we'll survive and everything. But
could I run my menu by us right quick?
Yeah.
I just want to tell the audience out there that I'm cooking about 80 pounds of catfish fillets.
Yeah.
We're cooking homemade hush puppies and homemade coleslaw and white beans. And we're going to have a slice or two of white onion to go along with that.
All right.
Fried okra. We have an elk stew, elk chili. We have an elk steaks. We're having a wild pig, barbecue place, Baby Jack ribs here in Bartlett's, cooked us a pig. And the ladies of the church has made all homemade desserts. And it'll be more than we'll possibly be able to eat. But it ain't about eating, it's about sharing Jesus. So we're going to be pretty big on that tonight and tomorrow.
Yes, we are. And I know my wife is doing some duck gumbo. got some pheasant, all sorts of stuff. And so, folks, let me quickly let you know, you can go online this morning, right now, at bartletthills.org, and you can get those tickets for $10. If you show up the door tonight, it's $15. It's still the best $15 you've ever spent because you got fish, as Robbie said. You got all these wild game dinners. We got it organized. The doors will open at 5. We're going to have about 15 vendors. Open at 5, give you a chance to see some of the vendors. And at 6 o'clock, Robbie and myself will get us up there and get us going eating. And then at 7, we'll move into the sanctuary. And not only are we going to hear the Word of God from Pastor Randy, but we've got some wonderful big prizes, thanks to some wonderful people. This is not about winning prizes at our dinner. It's about winning souls, and also at the same time, what's wrong with eating a little bit, right, Robbie?
That's a fact. If you come, you won't leave hungry.
No, you won't leave hungry, and I know that for a fact. Guys, thank y'all.
It's worth the price of admission to be able to meet us.
That's true.
That's true. The Larry Ray team will be there.
Gene and Dave will both be there tonight. Got a lot of surprise guests. You never know who you might see show up. Ron Wall might be there. I don't know. We'll see if we have if it's food, he'll be there. That's for sure. Randy, look forward to meeting you tonight. Safe travels, and I know we're going to have a great night tonight. And then tomorrow, for all you folks who are looking for a church home, I can go ahead and plug this. 9:45 Sunday morning. Randy will be back in the pulpit, and to see Robbie in the choir will be worth the admission. Come on, just come on up there.
There you go.
Robbie,
it'll be worth the ticket.
It
right
will
there.
be on the front row, that's for sure. And again, that's Bartlett Hills Baptist Church at Ellendale Road and Old Brownsville. Come see us. Okay, guys, see you tonight. All right.
See you tonight,
Thank
Randy.
you.
Bye
Thank
now.
you. All right. And wild game dinners, I used to have one at Cherry Road for many years. Now they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I guess you got them up in Lexington up there, probably.
Oh, there's everywhere, all throughout West Tennessee.
And we got Dave brought in some cool little prizes here. These little tackle box and fishing rods for the kid. Every kid tonight will get a prize. We hope to see you out there. And you can get. I'll bring the Sharpies so Dave and Daryl over there can sign autographs for them and everything. All right, let's take a break. Come right back. And we're going to give away that year subscription to the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News coming up right now on Outdoors with Larry Ray.